How much of your day is spent on worrying about something in the future that isn't even here yet, that you actually don't have that much control over? My name is Kristen Collins, and today we're going to touch in about all of the energy that we put into a future that isn't even here yet. We miss the beautiful now, the perfect now. And when we do get to that moment that we were so worried about, often we find out that what we sat there ruminating about isn't even how it unfolded. So last week in our video, we talked about just being consumed and heavy because of the stuff that's in our lives. And if you missed last week's video, check it out. There's been a lot of great feedback about how we find our calm, our centered, our present, our happiness, our health, and our abundance by untethering from the stuff. So that was a great convo last week. So this week, we're going to take it another step further when we're worrying about things that aren't even here yet, that we actually don't have a ton of control over. And how much do we try to own and muscle through, and how much do we surrender to? And what is that balance? So we have learned in our shared journey that in the future, which isn't even here yet, there's infinite possibilities of how things can unfold. And each and every one of us that are going to go towards that moment together are going to have a different experience, because we all have our unique lens, our unique bias, our own journey to that moment. And trying to control the outcome of that moment in the future that usually includes other humans that have their own experience is seriously an utter waste of time. So becoming aware that the worry that we put into our thinking, we're in control of that, and we don't have to have that. So what can we do about it? Well, the first step is to become aware that we have the ability to have a different experience by pausing, by becoming the conscious observer of our own thoughts and feelings. And we can do that by practicing our breath, by practicing being here now. So that takes us through the Be Love framework, which we do talk about quite a bit, where the B stands for breathe. So as we're finding ourselves worrying about something that we probably don't have a ton of control over, we could just take a breath. Then we can experience that thought or feeling that we're worrying about. Okay, when we fight it and try not to feel it, right? That makes it even more powerful. So by breathing it and letting it hit, I'm having this feeling, I'm having this thought, I'm having this experience. And then we pause with that discomfort. We don't run away from it. We don't dissociate from it. We sit with it. And then we let go. Exhale it out and let go of it. When we get into a pattern of experiencing our worry and just letting it sit and exhaling it out, we start creating space between us as a self and that thought or feeling, that worry. And when we practice our breath like that, and we become aware that we're not that worry, we are the essence or being who's experiencing that worry. And then it starts opening up that there's other possible ways or solutions or things that can be the outcome instead of what I'm worried about. Couple that with the fact that everyone else that's in that, heading towards that same scenario, has their own set of biases that are inaccurate as well. And when we show up as the conscious observer to the event or the experience that we were worried about, there's a much better chance we're not going to attract that worry, because we're not heading there from fear, but instead we're stepping into that worried moment or experience calm, centered, whole, open, and curious about what possibly might happen here. There's infinite amounts of outcome. So I personally am one who's balancing between casting my vision and going for it and surrendering to the flow of life and understanding that there's so many things that I'm not in control of. Only thing I'm in control of is who I am, and how I show up in my present moment. So I'd love to hear from you. What are you worried about? What are you doing about your worry? Does this concept of breathing through and embracing the worry and exhaling it out support you to find within you the courage to step into the now with that space so you can become that observer and attract different outcomes than what your worry is? So as always, I love your comments. I love your feedback, and I'd love to hear from you in ways that you are managing your anxiety, your stress, or your worry. And as always, there's more tips and tools on my website, KristenCollins.com. And each and every week I send out an email to our shared community on Fridays to continue our journey together so we can alleviate our stress, alleviate all the stuff we worry about that doesn't necessarily even matter or we might not even be in control of. And to help us find that health, happiness, satiation, and abundance which already exists inside of us. So for more tips and tools, KristenCollins.com. And until next time, be love. Bye.